Hi Pisces, how are you guys doing? This is going to be your reading for May 1st through May 15th. Yes, we are already in May. So thank you so much for all the likes and subscribes and comments on the videos. I'm just overfilled with the response from you guys, and thank you for taking the time to send me messages, and I'm just loving it. So if you would like a personal reading, the link is below and it's going to take you to my website with the different options that I have available for you. So I kind of have something at all different prices, something for everyone. If you want to use Instantgo, it's awesome. You can send me a text message and get a quick answer, a quick reply to a question that you have. So the link for my Instantgo account is below as well. You can donate to the channel. Thank you for the donations that have come in. It really helps to keep the channel going, as these videos do take a lot of my time and energy. So I'm grateful for that. And if you're interested in energy therapy, I am a master energy therapist and I specialize in distance treatment. So it doesn't matter where you live or where you're located. The therapy is just as powerful. So you can check out my website below for that. Read the testimonials if you need to. And I think that's it for Shop Talk. So we have the full moon in Scorpio on April 29th. It's going to be a powerful one, so I'm sure you guys will be feeling it since you're also a water sign. And we'll be feeling those energies into the first part of May. So even though it is on April 29th, it's going to go in for 3 or 4, maybe even 5 days with those energies. And we'll be building to a new moon in Taurus on May 15th. So, and we also have Pluto and Saturn retrograde still. So still inner growth and working on our past and all that good stuff, right? But I know with you guys, in my last reading, you did have a pretty beautiful love show up. So I'm curious how that has been for you. Has it worked out? Have there been issues? So what do I need to know for Pisces for May 1st through May 15th? Pisces, May 1st. All right, Pisces, I'm wondering, so we're starting out with the 5 of Coins, which is kind of a card of isolation and separation. So it makes me wonder if that love that came in, if it was a little too much for you to handle and you just kind of stepped back and have isolated yourself or buried yourself in work. So what is it that you are like separating yourself from? Is it love? Is it a relationship? Was it too much for you? Did you get overwhelmed? Because I know, Pisces, your emotions can run really, really deep. And it's like I feel like you guys can have two extremes. You're either like really light and playful and kind of aloof, or you're like deeply emotionally, passionately involved. And it can be really hard to find the balance between those two. So maybe you got knocked off of balance and you just had to take a step back. The next card I have is the Judgment card, which to me, this card really represents forgiveness and mostly self-forgiveness. So what is it about you that you need to forgive yourself for? Maybe it is for your actions in past relationships. Do you feel that you were hurtful to someone else? Were you hurt and you need to forgive yourself for putting yourself in that situation? The Judgment card also can just be about accepting fully who you are. So maybe accepting your really goofy, aloof, playful side, as well as the very, very deep emotional part of you. You know, I feel like this is you up here, and then these represent all the different parts of you that either need some attention, need some acceptance, need some forgiveness. So what is it that you need to focus on within yourself to get clear? And I feel like you want to do this. I feel like you want to do this because the next card I have is the Fool card. So if you can really, work on the issues that have come up for you, and clear them, you know, with the energies of Saturn and Pluto retrograde, I feel like you'll be ready to move forward again as your aloof, playful, goofy self on a new adventure. So the Fool is just, he's ready. And the Fool has actually showed up in several readings for me. So I feel like a lot of people, not just you guys, have really gone through the work within themselves, and they're ready to start in a new chapter, a new adventure, you know, a new part of life almost. People have really bloomed and are coming into their own. So one thing with the Fool card is it's kind of a reminder to be unattached to the outcome and to just really be present and enjoy the journey. You know, don't be too focused on the destination. We don't always know if things are going to work out, but we still have to take a leap of faith and move forward, okay? So I'm curious to see what else is going to come up for you. And it's interesting that those cards came right after the full moon in Scorpio, so maybe you really let go of you know, a relationship you were in, or the person you were dating was just not the right person, and you needed to just isolate yourself and take some time out, and that is perfectly okay. Get rebalanced and recentered. So what else does Pisces need to know? May 1st through May 15th. There it is. Okay, so next we have, all right, so we have 3 major arcana cards so far. So you guys you're growing and really getting to know yourselves, which is awesome. So we've got the Hierophant card, which can be you balancing your more extreme parts, okay? Really trusting your higher self and owning who you are. It can also be a card of like marriage and, you know, traditional values. So maybe you're getting clear of what's important to you in a relationship. What kind of values do you need in a partner? What's important to you if you are going to build something long-term to marriage? So, you know, maybe that's some of what the judgment is. You're forgiving yourself for getting involved with maybe in relationships or dating that are with people who don't have the values that you would need for long-term, which ends in, you know, it not working out or heartache. So the Hierophant, I just feel like get really clear on what it is that you want long-term in love, okay? Because the next card I have is the Ace of Swords, which is clarity. So the Ace of Swords like cuts through, excuse my language, but it cuts through any bullshit, and it just brings clarity. So again, this makes me feel like you're really getting clear and clarity around who you are and what you want in a relationship. So I'm kind of feeling like if you were dating or you were in a relationship, I kind of feel like you walked away from it, or it didn't work out for you. So you may be single again. But the Ace of Swords, it can also be a new idea and a new thought and a new thing that you want to do. Okay, it could also be a new air sign coming in for you. Maybe a new air sign is coming in for you. Maybe to test you. Maybe this air sign is going to come in and give you a little test and see if you can stick to the values and what's important to you in a relationship. And I say that because the next card we have is the 8 of Cups. So I feel like if this air sign does come in for you, Pisces, it is a test for you. I'm not so sure an air sign is like the best match for you, because you really need deep emotional fulfillment in a relationship, and air signs can be a little more lighthearted in that way. Their emotions don't run as deep as yours do, okay? So if this air sign comes in, I think maybe you're going to realize that this person doesn't have what you need and what's important to you in a relationship, which is awesome. You're building strength. It takes a lot of strength to walk away from something that's not fulfilling for you, okay? So let me see what else, Pisces, you guys have. May 1st through May 15th. Okay, Yep, I feel like that was an air sign that came in, because here they are again, kind of sneaky and dishonest. But this could be you walking away also, because we've got two cards here of like, you know, walking away, kind of giving up and leaving. So, but with this one, there's something very sneaky about the Seven of Swords. So maybe this air sign that you're dealing with doesn't want you to really know their true thoughts. Or maybe this is validation that you did the right thing in walking away from the air sign, because you guys just, you're not a match. I'm just feeling that that's just not a match right now for you. So if you are dealing with an air sign, they may just be a little bit too in their head for you, and you need something more emotional. But we do have the World card. So again, another major arcana. I think you guys are coming through a completion of like a karmic cycle, which is why I think you're being tested here with all these swords, you know, air energy and thoughts. And you have so many major arcanas that have you growing. So I think you're amidst really outgrowing a cycle and a pattern, which, good job. I mean, that's exactly what Saturn does when it's in retrograde. It helps us clear karmic patterns. So Pisces, you guys are highly intuitive and very in touch. So whatever you're going through right now, I just feel like it's really supposed to be happening, okay? And if this air sign is someone you've been dealing with, you know, from the past reading that I did, just know that it's okay, that it's okay if things don't work out and if you do walk away, because I think you're really growing. It's a very growing relationship for you. But I want you to trust the process and remember that it's your choice, okay? I feel like sometimes it's easier to just blindfold ourselves and not really see what's happening, Pisces, and that can sometimes represent like your lighter, more aloof side. But this person, nobody can save them but them. So you really have to choose to take the blindfold off. Otherwise, I feel like you're going to get sucked back in and end up in this unhealthy pattern or with this unhealthy person. I'm not really sure if that's resonating with you. But there's something with these two swords cards that just feels uneasy for me. So you may just be having a hard time with this. But you know, if you're ready to see the patterns and really let it go, I think the first part of May can be really powerful for you, because it's almost like you've reached a point that is just like, enough is enough. You're done. You don't want to look at it anymore. You don't want to deal with it anymore. I feel like you really are ready to let go and move forward into something positive that you know can be long-term, and I just feel like you're done with the games, you're done with the BS. So I actually think you have a lot of strength for walking away from what you've been involved in, because I'm feeling that it just was not for your best self, okay? So let me see, I'm gonna pull one more card for you. So any last messages for you, Pisces? For May 1st through May 15th. Okay, Enchantment. I feel like this card is asking you to, again, get out of your head and really into what it is that you want, your desires, enchantment, like your heart. What's like your fairy tale ending, Pisces? Because I feel like you can have it. You know, I feel like you can have it. With the Fool and the World card, I feel like you can really have the adventure and the love that you want. Okay? And the work that you're doing right now is leading you towards that. So keep going. Keep open. Keep the communication going. Don't let the communication stop, okay? Yeah, I just feel like I need to say that again. Keep the communication open and keep expressing yourself so that you don't end up isolated again. Okay? But all in all, I think this is a pretty good reading. I think it can help prepare you for what can come. So let me know if that resonates with you. And if it doesn't, you can always watch your moon sign and your rising sign. But I'll be curious to see what happens in the second part of May for you. And if you do want a personal reading and you want to go into something deeper that's like a specific situation in your life, I would love to do that for you. So you can click the link below and go to my website and do a personal reading if you want. All right, so I will see you Pisces for the second half of May. Bye.